Good morning everyone, it is Monday, it is a new start to the week and it is a new start to this vlog. I am resetting my life. This is sort of my final reset of the year, okay? We have like a month left of November and then December. It's essentially just working out what I need to get done by the end of the year and what improvements I want to make by the end of the year. Because yes, everyone makes like New Year's resolutions and I will be doing a New Year reset. But I do think that now, when things are kind of quiet, when you're coming to the end of the year, is actually the best time to put new hobbies, habits, whatever into place, because then in the new year, it's actually then easier to stick to them when it's like cold and dreary and miserable. So I hate January so much, so I'm sort of gonna be putting in steps now that keep me happy for the end of the year, and then hopefully I can carry them through into next year. So for the next few days of this week, I will be doing some work. I'm sort of working freelance at the minute, and so doing that when and where I can and sticking to a good schedule, and also fitting in some planning, resetting, whatever. I've just come back from the gym, as you can see. We're gonna go into I'm gonna create new morning and evening routines. I'm going to work out what exactly I want the focus to be for the rest of the year. For example, my main goal, is it to stick to a good gym routine? Is it to get a load of steps in? Is it to meditate every day? I just want one overarching goal. And the little habits that I'll put in, change up any routines. Also, especially as it's getting really cold now, really suddenly this week. It was literally like, November's actually not been that bad. And suddenly, the end of November, it's like, oh... scarves, gloves, everything. Speaking of which, I also need to go shopping today and pick up a scarf, some warmer pieces for winter. I have enough clothing, I think, for winter, but maybe a new jacket from Primark, literally as cheap as possible, like a new jumper or whatever. I don't want to be spending loads of money for fun because I'm trying to save a lot. That's one goal for the end of this year, is to not buy too much for fun. Especially because at Christmas you get gifted stuff anyway, so yeah, I don't want to get too much, but just things I need. Like I probably do need another coat because I only really have like one or two that work for really cold winter, and I need a scarf. I have gloves, so maybe a hat. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna just have a little shop. I also want to pick up some Christmas themed books because I want to start reading Christmas books in December. I love a Christmas cozy murder. I'm not crazy about Christmas romance because it's almost too kitschy, but I actually love a Christmas cozy murder. It sounds weird, cozy murder. It doesn't really go together, but you know what I mean? Like I read Murder at the something. Murder at the Theatre Royale. I read that ages ago, but it kind of had like a Christmassy theme to it, and that was quite fun. And I like books like that. And I read another one by the same author, I think. So anyway, so we're gonna go to the works later and buy some books. I also want to do a vlog at some point next month of reading only Christmas books. Like I really want to just properly get into the spirit. And I also need to make my TBR. What am I gonna read for the rest of the year? So essentially just want to make the list of things I definitely have to have read by the end of the year. Because for example, obviously I don't want to buy a load of Christmas books and then not read them by the end of the year, because what's the point? Because then I'm reading Christmas books in January. It just feels wrong. It feels like that's been and gone. So, I need to make a priority list essentially of my TBR. So I'm gonna get dressed and have some breakfast. I've just done a really good leg day. It was really good. I really pushed myself really hard today actually, which I normally don't at the beginning of the week. I normally ease myself in, but no, I went all in. Fix my makeup because I put makeup on, but I need to redo it because I probably sweat a lot of it off. And then work. I'm going to be working all morning, then at lunchtime on my lunch break we're going to go and buy some pieces I need and be productive, and then in the afternoon we're going to do some more actual reset planning. So this morning is more just my own personal work, but don't worry, we'll be resetting later today. I kind of find that my brain power is actually best in the evening. However, when it comes to the work day, I tend to do the most in the morning, and in the afternoon, after lunch, I tend to get quite sleepy and tired, so then I struggle a bit to do really hard tasks. I could push myself, but it's sometimes a bit hard. Bear in mind, I don't drink any caffeine, so that's how I'm structuring my week this week. So in the morning, I'm going to do my writing, my freelance work, whatever, and then after lunch, I will do more writing, but I will start after lunch by doing the reset, because that's kind of easy stuff, and it will get me back into the flow. Guys, when I tell you I am freezing, I also look like shit. Let's not talk about it. I am so cold. I'm in 2 layers and I'm under my duvet with a blanket as well. I am so cold, so I can't even make myself get up and go somewhere else to work. So I'm doing some work on my laptop in bed, but it's fine. That works. It's not like I need to work somewhere else. It's just fun to change it up every now and then, but whatever. I'm too cold right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. It's currently 10:15. I've done a little bit of work for a little bit, and I'm just gonna keep going until like 12, half 11, 12, and then I will pop into town. That's essentially my only really plan to leave the house the rest of the day. So then after I come back, I will take my makeup off, put my glasses on, chill, tan. I need to tan tonight, and that is a process. And yeah. Okay. Let's go do some shopping. Is it raining? Yes. Am I still doing it? Yes, because your gal needs to buy stuff and it's my lunch break and I'm tired from a morning of working, as you can probably tell. I feel like I look tired. So we're going to have a nice little break, nice little walk, do some shopping, but not buying too much, just, you know, wandering around and try and not get soaked. Hey everyone, it is now 2. We are not talking about the state of my hair, okay? I am starving, okay? I had a different breakfast after the gym, and it definitely didn't fill me up as much as it should. Well, to be honest, no breakfast seems to fill me up. I'm always ravenous by the time lunch comes around. I have 1 egg left, so we have 1 egg on toast for lunch. Okay, so we're doing some quick reset tasks, and then I'm going to take off my makeup, tan, oil my hair, ready for, well, to wash it off later tonight. Okay, let's go. We're going to start by sorting my December TBR. Now, this isn't like a full TBR in the sense that this is just going to be books I want to prioritise for December. So for example, I've just bought 6 new books there that are Christmas themed. I want to read all of those in December. And you might be watching this, especially if this is your first time watching my channel, thinking, Amy, how are you going to read six books in a month? That's crazy. And that often, that is a lot to read in a month. However, I normally read 6 books in like 2 weeks. I normally read probably 2 to 4 books a week, sometimes 5, it just depends, but at least 2 books a week normally. So it is very much possible, especially since those books are all also really short. They're like, you know, 300-page ones. I could read it in 1 sitting or 2 sittings. I don't see them taking that long. So those are the priorities, and then I'm just going to add any other sort of winter themed or Christmas themed books that I want to finish by the end of the year. Now, at the end of the year, I am hoping to reread Fourth Wing because the next book comes out in January. Will I get the chance? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because the books are back home, so I need to collect them when I go home for Christmas. I might end up having to read them in January instead. We'll just see. But yeah, the priority is the Christmas books and any wintry books too, and then whatever book is chosen for book club. We're going to split them into my Kindle books and my physical because I don't have actually as many physical. So let's start with the physical. I think other than the books that I just bought, there aren't any on my physical currently that I'm like, I need to have read by the end of the year. I'm going to try and not buy any books now that are winter themed, definitely not Christmas themed, because I think I have enough. I could still read winter books in January, February, but physical, we have the 6 Christmas books that I just bought, and I'm going to leave that as a physical TBR because I think, yeah, that's like one of those a week. That's fine. Just looking through my Kindle list now, the only one that I can see that is winter or Christmas themed is A Court of Winter. There are some others that are a bit gothic and a bit dark, but I could still read them in January, February. I just feel like a sort of very snowy book I want to read in December. It just gives me that vibe. I don't know why, don't know. For Kindle, it will just be A Court of Winter. Now, for my book club, we will be reading a book for December. I don't know which one it is yet, but it's either going to be Quicksilver or Metal Slinger. Very excited for those. Quicksilver has been released on Kindle Unlimited for ages, but it comes out officially, like physically, on the 3rd of December, which is why those are chosen. It's currently 50-50 on the poll. I do a poll every month to see what book people want to read for the next month, so I can't tell you which one it is yet. But I think those two are both going to go on my December end of year TBR. I think that's doable. I think I can read 6 physical books and 3 Kindle books. I mean, I normally read a Kindle book and a physical book a week at least, so 3 Kindle books is definitely more than enough, especially since when I go home for Christmas, I'll only be taking my Kindle. I won't be taking any physical books with me because I don't need to. So I think I will probably read a fair amount on Kindle books. And then Quicksilver and Metal Slinger, I want to read both of them anyway. I just don't know which one we're reading for the book club. Whichever one we're reading for book club, I will read first. So we now have a list. We have 3 Kindle books, 6 physical books I want to read by the end of the year. Perfect. Now, obviously, there are maybe some others that I'd like to read by the end of the year. Like I said, rereading Fourth Wing, but it doesn't really matter because if I end up rereading that in January, it's fine. Now we're going to create morning and evening routines. I don't think that these are going to be that different because I actually think that these have worked super well for me lately. Currently, my routines kind of change each day, but they have the same sort of premise in that the main thing is that I go to the gym, or I go on a walk or something, or I do a home workout, but I do some sort of exercise in the morning. That's the main premise, but there are some other things I want to add. So I think I'm going to add to my morning routines. They're pretty much the same now, but I've essentially been waking up, eating, getting ready, exercising, changing into my sort of normal clothes out of gym clothes, and working. And I want to try and fit in some more, instead of going on my phone for 10 minutes in bed in the morning, for example, getting up and meditating for 10 minutes instead, or do my gratitude practice or whatever. So the morning routines, I think I'm going to keep the same because they vary anyway, depending on what's happened. Like, for example, today, I did not sleep. Like, I think I got like 4 or 5 hours sleep in total on my Fitbit. It was crazy. I just couldn't get to sleep for some reason, even though I was really tired. And then I kept waking up. So really, I did go to the gym this morning, but I probably shouldn't have. I think I probably should have just slept longer or something. I often do that when I am struggling in the night. Evening routines, I'm not so big on because I feel like if you're living your whole life with, I do my morning routine and then I work 9 to 5 and then I have a specific evening routine, it kind of just feels like nothing is as fun. Like, it's like if your whole life is planned out like that, it's just a bit much. So I don't really have an evening routine. However, I subconsciously have one in that normally by about 8:30, I'll move from the living room or whatever I'm doing into bed, and I will sit in bed and read or do my other hobbies, craft stuff, journal, whatever, until 9:30, 10, and then I go to sleep. That's fine. I'm not going to change that at all, but what I think I will do is add in some stuff. So I will add in making sure that I journal every day. I've gotten really bad at journaling lately. I've been doing a lot of creative journaling, I've done a lot of book journaling, but in my actual diary where I write about, I kind of use my diary for 2 things. One is to remember things that I've done. So for example, just remembering, I had a really nice coffee this morning and I actually sat in a cafe and it was really nice. I'm going to forget that I did that in 10 years and I'm going to forget that experience. If I can write that down, it feels like it's still there a little bit. So it's partly for that, and it's partly for emotionally just talking about the day, talking about what happened, letting it all out. And I haven't done that in so long. So I'm going to try and now basically just into my evenings, just add a bit more journaling time. And finally, in terms of goals for the end of year, I don't want anything too crazy. I think let's keep it to 3 goals. I mean, we already know that the things I've just said, we already know that in my mornings, I'm going to incorporate more meditation and stuff and go on my phone a bit less. I know that in the evenings, I'm going to try and journal at least every day if I can now in the evenings. Those are already goals. So let's just maybe have a couple extra general ones. One is that I want to reduce my screen time. I have a vlog coming up very soon that I'm excited to film where I'm going to replace my whole screen time with my with reading or with any other hobbies, because like my screen time is currently like grim. It's like 8 to 12 hours a day. Ooh. So that's definitely one. And I think a general goal is just to stick to my routine, like just to do my morning routine, go to the gym like I've been saying, doing my evening stuff. I think just sticking to those is good. Morning. I've woken up, I have gotten ready, I am in bed. Did I go gym this morning? No, because that wasn't the plan this morning. The plan today was to have a chill, lying in bed. I got up at the same time because it's good for your body clock, but I lied in bed for a while. I read. I finished the Crimson Moth, which I only started last night, so I essentially read it in like 1-2 sittings, and it was really good. It was fairly short, but it was really good. I would definitely be buying the sequel that comes out in February. It was a great enemies to lovers, and I'm trying to say it without spoiling it, and the plot twist at the end, amazing. The ending did kill me a little bit, but luckily because it was quite short, the ending didn't like destroy me enough. Like I can wait until February, it's okay, like, you know. But it was great. The characters were well built. There was one character that died and I was really upset, so that definitely shows that the character was well developed, because normally I don't care. So I feel good having finished that. I'm still reading the Book of Azrael, although I didn't read much yesterday on my Kindle, because I was just obsessed with reading that essentially. The new physical book that I will be starting is The Grandest Game. This is a book from Jennifer Lynn Barnes from the Inheritance Games series. So this is a sort of spin-off. Essentially, the Inheritance Games is a 4-book series, and at the end of the 4th book, or maybe the 3rd book, I can't remember which one, but one of them, the main character creates this new game for other people to do, right? Without spoiling it, that's the best I can say. And this is the new game she's created with new people. So my only issue with this is I do think it's going to have completely new characters and not have the original sort of 3 characters that were my favourites. I know it's got Grayson, who is one of the male main characters, a sort of 2 male main characters, and he's the other one. However, I prefer the other male main character, so I don't know how this is going to go. It's only like 350 pages, so if it's good, I'll read it quickly. But yeah, this has been on my TBR for, I don't know, like a year. I think I've owned this whole year, like since January, and I've just not touched it. So I really need to start it. That's why I'm going to read it, because I just want to get out of the way. Am I in the Inheritance Games mood? It's not a fantasy Inheritance Games, it's sort of just a YA mystery, which isn't normally my type, but I loved Inheritance Games so much, it was so good. However, am I in that zone? I don't know. Like, I haven't read it in a while. The 4th book came out quite a bit after the trilogy, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get back into it, but I did in the 4th book. So hopefully I'll be able to get back into this one in the same way. But I just don't know. We'll have to see. So I think I'm going to sit and read that for a little bit now, because it is currently 10 a.m. I have a meeting to go to at 12, and I'm just going to chill until then. I'm going to prepare a bit before, obviously, but I just want to chill as long as I can this morning. I was going to go to a coffee shop and chill, but I'm already going to one now anyway. I might go later. I might pick up lunch after the meeting and sit in a coffee shop. I'm not too sure. Guys, I'm on page 68 right now. It's been like half an hour since that last clip. I know it sounds weird, because like people never get it when I say this, because they're like, if you read that book so quickly, how did you dislike it? But I just read quickly. Okay, I'm sorry. I do read a bit slower when I dislike a book, but yeah, I'm bored. Like, I think I'm on page 68 because I'm bored and I'm just reading it quickly, probably quicker subconsciously, because I'm kind of like, right, when are we going to get into the action, you know? And to be fair, I don't know if I'm the problem, because we aren't technically in the action, as in like by page 50, these five, well, it says 7, but there fucking isn't 7. I haven't met 7 yet. But these contestants, of which 3 are sort of the main ones, have landed on this mystery island and have started playing these mysterious, working out this mystery. But I just don't care. And I don't know why, because Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing is really good, and I don't think her writing has got any worse. I really like her writing. I just don't care about these characters, and maybe that will grow on me, but they don't have any substance yet. And again, I know I'm not even at 100 pages, but considering this is only a 300 page book, I don't see how they're going to develop any further and make me like them more. Okay, I'm ready to go for my meeting. One thing I hate about the cold, I mean, I love winter and autumn, but the actual coldness, yeah, no. But one thing I hate about it is sometimes I love the clothing in that there's a sort of fine line. Like, I love autumn clothing because you're a bit colder, you're wearing long sleeves and cute little skirts, but you're not freezing. Whether I feel like in winter, it's like, great, I just want to wrap up and wear as many layers as possible and I don't care how it looks. And when I'm trying to dress smart, I hate it. Under this sweater, I mean, this is sort of my work sweater, but under this, I look smart, but I'm having to, like, when I get to the meeting, and I have to take off, like, all 10 layers because then I'll actually look like I'm prepared. Like, I feel like it's really hard to dress smart while also staying warm, because most sweaters, coats, whatever, aren't that smart. I mean, you can get, like, a good trench coat, but, you know, if you want something really warm, it's kind of hard. So, anyway, off to meeting. I'm very hungry, so I will get food on the way back. Okay, my meeting went well. I'm very happy. I'm now going to pop to a cafe. It's 1:20, so I should be having lunch. So I think I'm going to grab some food as well as drink and just sit and do some work for a little bit, but not for too long, and then come back. More work. Whatever. Okay, I am back. It is 3 p.m. I had the nicest time in that cafe. I was sat there from about 1:30 until now. I was in there for an hour and a half. I don't usually sit in a cafe for that long. Like, I don't know what it is. Normally it's because the chairs aren't that comfy. They're not like sofa-y chairs. They're like normal hard chairs in most cafes. I get a bit bored and overstimulated, and I'm like, oh, I need a different change of scenery, you know? But I just couldn't stop working. And I had two chais. I went up and got another one, and a really nice blueberry pastry. But yeah, that was really nice, and it went really slowly, which is good and bad. Like, sometimes you want it to go with the day to go quickly, but I actually wanted it to go slowly because I had a nice day. I wanted it to feel like I've got lots of time to do stuff. Yeah, I feel cute in my new sweater that I picked up yesterday from Primark. It is so dark that I'm stood right by the window right now because it's like 5 p.m, even though it's not even 3, and it's been so dark and dreary and rainy all day. But you know what? I haven't minded because it puts me in a good mood to work. I feel all cozy and like productive. These were the books that I picked up yesterday at the works, the Christmassy ones. I picked up 6 because it was free for 6. I'm just going to show you them quickly, but I am going to do a more detailed video on general Christmas recommendations and stuff. Hopefully by then I will have read some as well. But I'm going to go more into them on that video, but I'll just show you quickly. An Unfortunate Christmas Murder. A lot of them are kind of self-explanatory. Like, we kind of know what that is. On Christmas Eve, little love story. I'm not a big romance gal, but you know what? A Christmas one, it feels kind of cute. But really, I want Christmas crime, but there weren't that many. Now, this isn't really Christmassy, but it gives me winter vibes, and this is more just of a general contemporary, but it just gives me cozy vibes, and so I had to pick it up. Also, there weren't any other Christmas ones to make up the deal. The Tanglewood Bookshop, cute. The Gingerbread Christmas Village, this is so cute, and look how pretty, it's like a glittery cover. It is so cute. I'm so excited for that one. And then Christmas at the Cat Cafe, I mean, what more do you want? Like, just so cozy and cute, and they're fairly short, you know, like 300 to 400 pages. So you could, oh, it's not even, barely 200 pages. So, you know, you could read it in a day or less, so. Okay, it is now really dark. My little light is on. I am still working. So I had been doing some work and doing some writing. This is Smudge Fox. Hi. Pretty much, you know, I mean, that's what I've been working on all day, especially this afternoon. And I sort of worked straight all afternoon after getting back from the cafe. Well, and at the cafe, but you know what I mean. God, why can't I speak? Okay. And basically, I've now got a meeting tomorrow that I need to prepare for. Very early, so I'm gonna prepare now. I'm going to do that now because it needs to get done. I don't have time tomorrow, and I don't want to sort of like just wake up and then do it, you know, like that's just not, just no. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning. I forgot then. I had a nice evening last night. I read for a little bit, but I actually didn't read that much yesterday. I only really read in the morning, which I showed you. Like the rest of the evening was basically me working until about 8 p.m. and having dinner and then going to sleep. So I'm very tired. I do get quite tired when I have to work late and can't have like an hour or two before bed to just read or chill. So you can definitely tell a difference like when I wake up in the morning, how I'm feeling. But anyway, I've got a meeting soon. It is nearly 8:30. I'm up, I'm ready, I'm dressed, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna just go over the work that I've done and just check it and everything and give it a good look through for like 20 minutes, and then I'll have about half an hour until I need to go. So am I going to do some reading? I'm not sure. I don't know which to read. I don't know whether to read the Grandest Game. I'm not any further than I was last time I showed you. I feel like both the books I'm reading at the minute, this one and the Book of Azrael, I'm just not that bothered about. I'm just not that, like when I actually sit down to read it, I'm enjoying it, but I think that's definitely when I read less and I read slower, is when I don't actually want to sit down and read that book. Like I only want to sit down and read because I love reading, but that particular book, for example, you know, I'm not that bothered about. So yeah, I think that's why I didn't read that much yesterday. I tried to read to go to sleep, but I was so shattered that I just fell asleep anyway. Okay, my meeting was good. I'm now going to make breakfast. Hi everyone, it is 2 p.m. I'm going to get dressed and go to the gym. I'm going to hit leg day. Oh, my eyes are looking bright. The sun is out. But it's also really cold. But it's one of those annoying things where it's really cold, it's like 1 degree, but then also because the sun is out, once you start walking around somewhere, you then get hot, but then you can't take any clothes off because then you get cold again, which is annoying. But anyway, so yeah, gonna get changed. I've just spent between breakfast and now working on my laptop. I'm very tired, but it's okay. I'm excited for my workout. Okay, I'm back from the gym. I always lose all the makeup around my nose by the end of the day. I've taken off my earrings, put on my comfy clothes. I'm going to have a quick snack. I'm going to have some picky bits, you know, a girl dinner. And I think I'm just going to read. It's currently 4:30. It's very dark already. I feel like it's the end of the day. I've done a lot today. I haven't really stopped. I'm very tired and shattered. So I'm really looking forward to an evening of reading and relaxing. Okay, it is 6 p.m. No, it's 7 p.m. now. I've been reading on my Kindle. So I've been reading Book of Azrael. How am I feeling about it? I'm on like page 200 now, I think. So I'm like, you know, nearly halfway through. I am bored. Like, it's not terrible. I think the problem is that one, the chapters are really, really long. Really long, and it's such a world building heavy book that I feel like the chapters need to be a bit shorter and break it up a little bit, and the paragraphs are very long in that there is a lot of description and world building, a lot of it, and it's just quite hard to follow, and again the whole urban setting is confusing me and kind of putting me off. Am I gonna DNF it? I don't know. I'm on page 200 of 491. If I get to page 300 and I think, fuck this, then I will. But to be honest, I think once I get to page 300, I'll probably just be like, well, I might as well just finish it anyway. Like, I'm hoping I can finish this tomorrow because I'd like to finish this in the vlog. And tomorrow, my main plan, I'm having a nice sort of day off. So my plan tomorrow morning, I'm going to a little village nearby. I'm just going to do some shopping in the morning. I say shopping, I'm going to wander around. They have a little market, so I'm just going to go along the market and I'm probably going to buy a cinnamon bun from a really nice stall that they have there and buy some lunch and then come back. So it's nothing crazy. And in the afternoon, potentially get some work done. There is also a film that I really want to watch in the cinema. I really want to see Gladiators 2. So I want to see that potentially tomorrow. but I also could do it Friday. I don't know yet. Or go to a cafe and do some writing. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how the day goes. But I'm hoping to do a lot more reading because the past couple of days, today and yesterday, I've not done much reading, and it's really... I don't know, I'm a lot happier when I am reading, basically. When I've not been reading for a while, I can feel my mental health start to get a little bit worse. Especially, obviously, if I'm reading a good book. And at the minute, I'm not really happy with either of them. So I'm hoping I can read a lot more tonight, finish both books in this vlog, and then my next vlog will be replacing my screen time and my phone time with reading. So hopefully I'll read a lot more in the coming up in the next vlog that I film anyway. Okay, I've read another 100 pages of The Grandest Game. Has my opinion changed? No, not at all. I think I might be the problem here because it is still well written. It's still in that captivating style that Jennifer Lynn Barnes writes in. It's just the characters. I don't like them. I don't care about them. It's in lots of POVs, and that might be why, because I kind of can't know enough about each character. We have Lyra, who seems to be like the main girl. I'm basically just reading her chapters. Hers are a bit more interesting, partly because she is working with one of the brothers from the original series, so I just feel a bit more attached to that. And then there's Rowan, and there's Gigi, and then there's these two other guys, and I just don't care about them or enjoy their chapters, especially this Rowan. I hate this Rowan. He's just horrible. But I think maybe that's me. I don't know. I don't know what's different about this book other than that compared to the other books she's written that are so good. You know, I think it must be the characters thing. I'm not as interested in them. But I'm on page 202 and I've only got like 150 pages left. That's about a couple hours of reading total. So I'm not going to DNF it. I am going to push through. Although I hate saying push through, like when reading a book. Like realistically, you shouldn't want to push through. When I DNF, I normally think to myself, is there anything that could happen that could pick this up? Is there anything that could happen to potentially make me change my mind or suddenly be more interested in it? And if I don't think there is anything that could possibly happen, I DNF it. This book, there could be. Because it's a mystery game filled book, there could be a sudden twist or a sudden game, a sudden puzzle that I love and changes it. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if that happens. I doubt it, but we'll see. We've got 150 pages left. Who knows? There's only really been one puzzle so far, which I find kind of crazy considering I'm over halfway through. So maybe it'll pick up and there'll be loads of great puzzles. So that's what's pushing me to keep reading it and not DNFing it. With the Book of Azrael, I have stopped reading that for a little bit because that is very close to a DNF. I read a little bit more, but to be honest, I just don't care. I don't care about the characters too much. I really dislike the female main character, and the male main character has no charisma to him, I find. So that's making it kind of hard. They are giving enemies to lovers, but there's not any tension between them, I feel like. So it's not really got any lovers vibes, it's just enemies. The only reason I'm not going to DNF it is because I'm coming close to the end of this video and I feel like, you know what? Let's push through tomorrow and then see if we can finish these tomorrow, because I'm quite near the end of both of them. I do want to push through, so I think tomorrow I'll read what I can, and then if I get bored before even finishing it tomorrow evening, then yeah, and I'll start a new book in the next vlog and later on. Morning everyone. It is Thursday morning and you might be like, Amy, why are you still in bed? It is 9:30. I woke up at 7. I've just kind of been chilling. Like just lying here. I've not even been on my phone or anything. I've just been here. It's currently snowing and so I've been sat watching the snow and it's been really nice. I do love the snow, however obviously it's not snowing enough to settle, so there's nothing to really show you. Like it's just kind of turning into rain. But I obviously want to get the train to go to this village, and I'm not sure if the trains are going to run, because this is England, and at the slight, even just rain, let alone snow, they sometimes cancel trains. So I'm a bit nervous. I don't know whether to go or not, because I might end up stranded in the village. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Worst comes to worst, I have to buy an Uber, but I don't want to be paying 40 quid for an Uber to get home. Like, it's not, just no. So I don't really know what to do, whether I should go or not. If I don't go, I don't really know what else to do. I guess I'll have to just maybe go town or go to cinema. I don't know, do something like that. Also, the fact that it's snowing tells you how cold it is. Like, it's like -3, -4 degrees. So it is going to be very, very cold. Guys, when I tell you I literally filmed that clip, checked the trains to buy my ticket, and they're all cancelled. I think I'm still going to get up and get ready, because I still want to go out and do something. And although it'll be cold, it might be quite nice to wander through town in the snow. So I think I'm just going to go to town, get myself some food, and just walk around. Okay, so I went to town. It was wet, but it was cute wandering around in the snow. So I'm glad that I went and like did something, because it might not snow again. I don't know. So that was fun. I didn't really buy much. I just bought some food. I didn't buy any of the market stuff, which is annoying, but never mind. Just bought some stuff for lunch and whatever. And bought a little red panda warmie, which I will show you later on. For now, I've just made a little ham and cheese croissant, adorable. I've got a cinnamon bun to eat. I'm gonna sort of have it's only 12, so I'm sort of having an early lunch, kind of brunch thing. I didn't have breakfast, so I'm just gonna eat that. And go on my phone for a bit, and then plan the rest of the day. Guys, it is nearly 3 p.m. I've been working since that last clip. Okay, it is 7:30. I've had my dinner. I had some soup and some bread. I wasn't too hungry, but that felt like a nice dinner, especially when it's like cold and wintry and it's been snowing. Like, that's just the ideal dinner. Anyway, I'm now going to do some of my final reset chores. I feel like I spread them across this week. I was going to just do a day of resetting and just do a one-day vlog, but I felt like it's more realistic, I find, to do it slowly throughout the week. So right now, I'm going through my bookshelves and I'm going to check if there's any books that I want to get rid of. I'm just going to go through and see. First off, down here we have the 6 Christmas books that I showed earlier in the week that I bought. I obviously haven't read them yet, so I'm not going on all them, but when I have read them, I might end up selling them. I'm not sure. We will see. It depends how good they are. You know, it depends, like, because with a Christmas book, I feel like you can only read it once a year at Christmas. So I will sell the Christmas books if I think, realistically, I'm not going to read this next Christmas either. Bookshops and Bone Dust, I'm not sure. I did DNF this, I didn't enjoy it as much, but this is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, and I want to buy Legends and Lattes because I think I should have read Legends and Lattes first. So I do want to keep it because I think if I read the other one, I might like this one. Now, I actually can't get my camera low enough to show you, but down here is my kind of TBR. This is my Chestnut Springs series here. I'm going to keep all of those. I think there's only a couple of those books that I'd actually reread, but I want to keep them for videos, and I really like them anyway. I think they're pretty. This pile is all to be read. Now, I have finished The Grandest Game. I finished it before dinner. What are my thoughts on it? It was okay. Do you know what? That might be one that I sell. It was okay. It was good as a separate series, but I think that what clearly made the Inheritance Game series so good for me was clearly those characters specifically, and I guess I didn't really realise that until I then read this book. So I think if you're the sort of person that likes those puzzle mystery books anyway, and the actual characters in the original series don't bother you, you will enjoy it, but clearly that was what made it good for me. I now need to pick my next physical read. I think I want to do one of these. Got Kingdom of the Wicked and The Last Kingdom. This is my friend bought me. This is historical fiction, this is fantasy. I am tempted to do The Last Kingdom because I've seen it on Netflix. I kind of know what happens in it anyway, and this is just the third book. It's also only 300 pages, so I could read it fairly quickly. This is a very big series, so if I do read it, I am then kind of in a rabbit hole if I then want to read more and more. But I'm tempted. And then Kingdom of the Wicked is essentially a murder mystery, but a fantasy version. And this is also under 400 pages. I feel like this is what I'm craving right now, and this does feel wintry, where I feel like Vikings does feel wintry, but I could read it in sort of January, where I don't know, this is just feeling gothic. And yeah, okay, we're gonna read Kingdom of the Wicked in my next vlog. Now we're gonna go through the wardrobe and pick out any clothes that I don't want. I have hoovered, I've gone through my clothes and my books. There actually weren't any clothes that I wanted to get rid of, which you might think is a bad sign, but that's actually a good sign because I have barely bought any clothes this year, especially the second half of this year. I've been very careful with what I buy. So really it's good. It shows that I've only bought things I really need and essentials. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. So I read Grandest Game. I'm glad I read it, and I thought it was a good book to pick for this reset vlog because it'd been on my TBR for so long. I think it's the book that's been on my TBR the longest. So it felt like I was almost ending that era, you know, like finishing the things I needed to finish, such as that book. The Book of Azrael was okay. It's not terrible. Like, the writing, I don't hate. There's lots of books that I DNF and hate, and the writing is awful, and I'm like, how did this get published? I absolutely do not think that about this one. I think the writing is good and it is well done. I just think that, one, the world building is too odd for me. I think if you're going to have such strong world building, it needs to be not in an urban world, and you need to be careful about how you do it. For example, Crescent City, the world building was just, oh god, like, it was just for too long. It was too hard to understand, and I didn't DNF Crescent City, but I think that's because I loved the characters that were being created a lot more. I say loved, I mean, I think the thing with Sarah J Maas is no matter what her writing is like, because let's be real, she's not the best writer in the world, she somehow still managed to be an amazing storyteller. Like, she's probably my favourite storyteller. And I didn't really get that with this. I kind of got the opposite. I could tell that this woman is a really capable and amazing writer. The story was not telling. So I'm on page 301, so I've got like 150 pages left, so I do kind of want to just skim read it, like just flick through the pages, roughly work out what's happening. I'm confused anyway, so I don't want to completely DNF it. I am curious to just read through roughly what happens, but I think I'm literally just going to do that tonight and then start a new one tomorrow. Sorry, my friend called me in the middle of that clip. Although this wasn't a reading vlog, it was a reset vlog, it was nice to reset in different ways. Reset in the sense of finishing some books, like that book that I really wanted to finish and get out of the way and start fresh. I hoovered, organised, made goals. I know my focus for the rest of the year. I know some things that I want to finish. And I feel good. Now, obviously the January reset is the main one. This is a very small sort of little just monthly one, just to make sure that I get to the end of December and I'm happy with what I've done, and I'm not getting to January thinking, oh, I have to do this and this and this. No, I want to start January fresh, thinking like that I don't have anything on my mind to do straight away. And I will have a New Year reset to help with that anyway. So yeah, I feel like it's been productive, but it's also been fun. It's been nice and relaxing as well. I wish I did get more reading done. I have read not a lot this week. Like 2 books in a week for me is not a lot. Like, that is quite low, but it's okay. I might read a couple more over the weekend, we will see. Hope you enjoyed. My next vlog, I'll be reading 2 new books. I think I'm going to read Metal Slinger as my next Kindle book, because everybody talks about the plot twist and about the ending and how it's insane. And I'm like, the fact that I know that there's a plot twist and the ending is insane makes me think, is it going to be that insane because I'm expecting it? But the fact that people are reading it expecting it and are still saying it's insane makes me want to read it so much. So that's definitely next on my list. So I'm excited to start that in my next vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please join my book club if you want to join my book club down below. It's free. All the links below are free. I also post on TikTok and Instagram daily. So yeah, I hope to see you around. I feel like my channel has grown quite a bit recently, and I don't know why. I don't know what helps to push it, but I really want to create a nice little community here. I'm really enjoying responding to all your comments and saying hi. So please say hi. Please, like, even if that's literally all you say is hi, I will say hello. And yeah, I hopefully will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.